undeniable that Trump gained with practically every demographic. It's mind-boggling. But thankfully, cable news is on 24 hours a day, so pundits can incessantly play the blame game. How did this happen?
I think Democrats went way too far to the left.
Got it. Okay, Kamala was too far left, didn't embrace centrists.
It is perhaps the strategy so forcefully embracing Republicans like Liz Cheney's.
Okay, sorry. I see she embraced centrists too much. What else?
She wouldn't really stand and back the Israelis.
She wasn't pro-Israel enough, all right?
The base of the party, it cares about Gaza, and by not bringing a Palestinian on stage of the DNC, these are not the base values of the Democratic.
So it's undeniable that Trump gained with.
Well, hello there, partner. Go on and hang up your hat, grab yourself a whiskey, and pull up in the easy chair. We're coming off the range of 9 to 5s with a whole herd of news stories that we've been steaming over like a cow patty in the Texas heat. As they say, the chickens are finally coming home to roost. And we're here to ruffle some feathers and ensure accountability ain't just a concept, it's reality. It's that time where the day's drama casts its longest shadow. So let's light a candle to the chaos of current events, the whirlwind of politics, and the tangled webs of corruption that we find ourselves entwined by. It's time to ramble our way into the twilight. Welcome to Sunset Rants.
What up, what up, what up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to Sunset Rants, where we catch you up with the breaking news, headlines, and posts to get you caught up at sunset. I'm AK, your favorite guy, and tonight we are 1 week past election. Let's see what's in store for President Trump's cabinet. I can't speak. And an update with hurricane relief victims at the fire sale at the mainstream media commences. But first, I told you guys that I was going to bring her back. The fan favorite, Jessica Kirsch. Why on earth did you come back to this dumpster fire?
I like dumpster fires.
That's hilarious. No, I'm
honored to be back. Thank you for having me back. So much fun.
Well, you're back by popular demand. I mean, like everybody loved, literally everybody's like, we want Jessica. I don't know why.
Blushing.
No, I'm kidding. I do know why. But yeah, so I guess we're attempting to go 5 days this week. What do you think?
One more time.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh no, I was saying we're attempting to go 5 days this week. So,
all right.
Yeah, that wasn't the plan originally, but I had a late arrival yesterday, and I was like, I need to make that up to everybody else.
5 days, and then there's a launch. 5 days.
Yeah, I know. No, it's all good. But anyways, so you can find me on X at @therealroma_AK, Jess at Jessica_Kirsch. 5 letters, right? There it is.
5 letters. KIRSH.
That's right. Right down at the bottom. Yeah. So also remember, I found her on my Discord. That's right, which is open to the public. We're currently looking for like-minded individuals to join the Sunset Rants and Roma Nation team. If you think you got what it takes to be a researcher, producer, or content creator, this is the place where you can volunteer to make that happen, because I believe that everyone should have the ability to spread the word in this post-cancel culture. So you know what? I'm going to do it again. That's why I'm going to promote somebody on a Discord, and that is Monica Musigi. She has a line of pain relief products. It's a
Ooh.
stimulant-free joint support and muscle recovery drink mix designed to help athletes stay hydrated, recover faster, and keep moving without the discomfort of aches and pains. You can find her at mightymoosenutrition.com. So she is a member of the Discord. So if you're looking to promote a business, product, or podcast, join the Discord where I'm going to be promoting here on Sunset Rants and on Roma Nation in 2025. So all the links are in Rumble and YouTube down below. Also, you forgot, we're not going to leave without checking out my website, riseofmiddleamerica.com. That's right. This is where Sunset Rants is part of Rise of Middle America Network, where you can see our most recent content news and rants and deep dives, as well as up-and-coming events that you don't want to miss. If you want more breaking news, stories, and ground coverage and events happening here in America, we have a link at the bottom of the page where you can make a monetary contribution.
Can I say it? Can I say it?
Say it.
If you want to help support Rise of Middle America, you can go to paypal.me/Rise of Middle America. Every dollar counts. Every penny counts. If it's 50 cents is better than no cents. So if you have the ability to do it, send some support. It's very much appreciated. A little bit goes a long way.
This is why she's here. This is exactly why she's
For
here.
promotion only.
That's funny. All right. So, where should we start today? I'm thinking, what does it say? There was a fire sale? A fire sale of CNN, MSNBC, and mainstream media or whatnot?
Shut them down. Shut them down.
Shut them down. Let's start off with, what do we call it now? The Communist News Network, or it used to be?
Just the irrelevant news network.
That's hilarious. So this is from CNN Politics. Feeling of dread spreads across federal workforce as second Trump term looms. Let's see. Much of the federal workforce is on edge, embracing itself in the likelihood that its ranks will be purged when President-elect Donald Trump takes office. Trump, who had derided civil servants as agents of the deep state, promised of the campaign trail to reinstate a 2020 executive order known as Schedule FU.
That's
That's right.
like Elon right there.
It does. Giving him the power to commence mass firings of nonpartisan federal employees who might spoil Trump's partisan plans. So this isn't one-sided at all. I mean, it honestly, like, okay, so let's say, okay, number one, they should be worried because of what's happened and transpired in the last 4 years. That's never been done on any level across any government that we've had across the United States in its history, So,
you mean in terms of mainstream media?
Well, not just the mainstream media. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just thinking. I thought you were just saying. Oh, in terms of the workforce. Yeah, it's. Go ahead. It's
no,
been
you're
wild.
good. You're good. So, like, when you have all the weaponization of the judicial system, you have the issues that they had with Congress during January 6th, all the impeachments, all these things. You've never seen anything like this where there was just an attack from all sides just to try to destroy one person.
Yeah, it's kind of similar to what's been happening to Elon Musk, but on a private sector.
Yeah, no, that's true. Because it's like they say return of the spoiled system, but like, let's say if you own a business, right? Do you want people working for your business that don't fit?
No, that's excess. No, that's you got to trim it down, delete like Elon says, delete the unnecessary. Engaged.
Oh my goodness, I love Elon. No, you're right, because if you look at like all the things that have happened once again, like over the last 4 years, we already know that there's going to be something down the road if they don't set at least have some kind of I don't know. So they need to put boundaries in. They need to put boundaries in this time, because before Trump didn't have all the people in place that he needed. They were all brought in by bureaucrats all across DC and said, "Oh yeah, this person is good and that person is good," and look at where it got him.
Lots of lobbyists and stuff, and he just kind of didn't really know.
Yeah, exactly. But now he does. And quite frankly, I don't think that he was supposed to be here right now, because he was supposed to be, casted off. He was supposed to be in prison or worse. Yeah.
God forbid. They tried.
Right,
but
right.
There's a bigger plan for him.
Exactly. So it says here, quote, the objective is create space to put loyalists where they're in what are still career civil servant positions. What else we got here? Trump loyalist vision already have profound chilling effect on career employees. Somewhat told CNN they plan to stay the new year, but don't know what's next beyond that. I would say there is a general feeling of dread amongst everyone. That's the energy department. Let's see. What's the other quote here? We are absolutely having conversations amongst ourselves about whether we can stomach a round 2.
Oh.
Stomach what? Sabotage, betrayal, treason, fake impeachment, fedsurrection, illegal documents, liberal outlets, cash cow, fake electorates, like what?
Printing money, rising the interest rates, moving things up and down, doing all of these things that are unconstitutional. Yeah, all those things.
Go on.
I mean, they're being held they're going to be held accountable for what their position in the federal government is and how they can validate their position. I wouldn't be surprised if Elon has them write a letter validating their employment and why they deserve to continue to work in that position. Think about how many people are hired and then they're never fired, or they're never let go, or they're all moved up, right? They just move right on up until they pass away. Like, think about it. Think about all of the people who are still
House
in
members.
Power through, and then they go into their, they go from power to the graveyard. I mean,
Exactly.
Say it like that.
No, you're right. Because look at Nancy Pelosi. She won her 20th in a row. 20.
There needs to be term limits, of course, but the whole sunset clause with the laws, they should expire, and also, people need to be. There needs to be necessary necessary people only, and then because you can remove people from the task force. You can always add them back, but once you have an abundance of people, then you have to pay all those people. And that's how you get to, going over budgets and excess spending. And that's where, money gets laundered and all that stuff. And if you can keep track of where all the money is and what everybody is doing and how they're contributing, I feel like that's the best way to go about it, in my opinion.
Yeah, because what happens is the government becomes overbloated, and then you end up spending, X amount of billions of dollars on IRS federal agents to go after people versus actually having them in the office counting all this money that they absolutely need.
Right. Think about just like the benefits, the benefit package for a federal employee. Plus their salary, right? Like just dentistry, doctors, all that stuff. I mean, wow, it's a lot of people. I can't even imagine how many there are, and it's going to be exciting to just watch.
And not on top of that, you've got the entitlement programs that are over $1 trillion. You've got the military that's about $1 trillion, which, by the way, we need. So
yeah, we do need the military. Yes, we want to continue funding the military. We actually want to strengthen the military because what they've been saying about how it's so strong and that we're replacing everything that we're sending to Ukraine, I think is complete and total BS. But anyway,
on your tax dollar, by the way.
Yeah, on your tax dollar. Well, yeah. Yes.
Pretty much. Yes.
Yes, on our tax dollar.
Yeah, there's a reason. There's a reason why a certain somebody got elected again. But speaking of the elections, and one of his biggest issues is the border. And this is from the Post Millennial. Trump border czar Tom Homan says more agents could be sent to sanctuary cities that refuse to help ICE with deportations. I called this on X today. I was like, that's fine. They don't need their help. They don't need the city's help. They don't need the local police help because they broke federal law, not state law, not city law. So therefore, they have jurisdiction.
Let's see, Trump border czar. Is this the newly, or is this?
Yes, this guy. This guy's pretty. He's
pretty the new border czar to come to be. Okay, I don't know much about him, but I hope that he allows the federal, border patrol to do actual border patrolling operations and not just telling them to do the opposite.
Well, you're about to find out because Tom Homan, the former acting Immigration and Customs Enforcement or ICE director under the first Trump administration, has said that he's honored to have been chosen as the border czar for the upcoming second Trump administration, saying that he's looking forward to fixing the border crisis that had persisted under the Biden-Harris administration. Quote, I've been on this network for years complaining about what the administration did to this border. I've been yelling and screaming about it, and what they need to do is fix it. So when the president asked me, would you come back and fix it? Of course. I'd be a hypocrite if I didn't. I'm honored the president asked me to come back and help solve this national security crisis, so I'm looking forward to it. And he told Fox and Friends, quote, I think that the calling is clear. I've got to go back and help because every morning I'm pissed off that this Biden administration did the most secure border in my lifetime. Is that what he said? I'm pissed off with what this Biden administration did to the most secure border in my lifetime. Yep. All right. Sorry. I had to get my sentences together. So I'm going to go back and do what I can to fix it.
I like the quote there too. It says, if you don't want to help us, then get the hell out of the way. That's right. Get on board or get the heck out of my way.
I can't wait. There's going to be a lot of moving parts in the first couple of months. When you saw how the end of the election happened and you had all these things coming at you all at once, well, I think we're going to go out the gate the same way. So right now we're in a lame duck period, so there's not going to be a lot of things on X. There's not going to be a lot of information coming out. But come February 1st, I think our hairs are going to be on fire.
Yeah, and I'm loving all this information that's coming out in terms of cabinet picks and such. People are kind of, they have differences of an opinion in whether or not they think that's a good idea. But I think it's great, come out of the gates running like racehorses, Boom, let's go. Day one. It's going to start overturning all of these things that the other administration has taken out of place and bringing back some sort of order to this chaos that is currently, I guess, called the United States of America.
Right. I mean, Trump's going to have carpal tunnel rescinding
all of it, right? Have just a stamp. That's the new, if we have AI now, we should just be able to stamp things. Trump.
But no, he has to write his own signature. He does it every time, and then he has to turn it around and show it very beautifully to everybody.
I just think about, they give away each of those pens. Did you know that? Every single pen that he signed, it's like they give them away. What?
That's like a $20,000 pen.
I mean, it's just like, what? That's cool and all, but maybe we can cut that out and he just uses the same pen until it runs out of ink. You know what I mean? And then we can always bring that back.
Oh, I'd be mad. I'd be mad if I couldn't sign my own name with that pen. No, I'm just kidding. But no,
yeah, okay, I get you.
I'm just
But
kidding.
still,
No,
just
but
makes sense alone.
right. But obviously, there are other issues than just immigrants. Okay, because
When you say immigrants, you mean illegal.
illegal, allegedly. Yeah. So, when you look at the issues with illegal immigrants, that's not the only. Just the immigrants themselves are not the problem. Okay, Chinese agents, MS-13, ISIS, Russian spies, emptied prisons in other countries, weapons, drones. Like when you open the border like that, we're susceptible to all of these things, and all of the people that I just mentioned have crossed the border in some way, shape, or form. We don't know how big, we don't know how small, but this is not like a 9/11-esque. This is bigger than that, because now there's networks of people. Who knows who's working together? Who knows? Just the people that came from other countries out of prisons, they're looking for a home. They're not looking for a job in the field like some of these liberal moms say. They're looking to do something big.
Yeah. Do you think that they're going to change from where they came from? They're going to continue to do what they've been doing. They're going to continue to create chaos and take over. Who knows? It needs to be cleaned up. It does. Yeah. And there are some people, I feel badly, because the NGOs, the non-government organizations that get government taxpayer funded tax breaks, I guess. I think that's how that works. Those are the ones that were sending flyers and giving information to these people and saying, hey, come over, you'll get all of these benefits and, have the American dream and blah, 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 blah. And a lot of them got here and they're like, what? I want to go home. Some people actually want to leave, but they can't, How are they going to get there? How are they going to get out? And they're stuck.
Yeah, and not only that, but then the lucky ones that, got a card or got, whatever things that I never got in my lifetime. I needed it.
I can't buy groceries. Like, hello, but they're not worried about the United States citizens right now. Obviously, that's clear. The new Americans is what they were calling these folks.
Right. And then, of course, you look at places like Springfield, Ohio. That was a topic of discussion during the debate. So let's move on to Ohio, shall we?
Sure.
Ohio Governor Mike DeWine considering Vivek Ramaswamy and Jake Timken to fill J.D. Vance's Senate seat. Report. All right, let's see what we got. Two potential candidates have emerged as frontrunners to take over Vice President-elect J.D. Vance's Senate seat in Ohio, Vivek Ramaswamy and Jane Timken. And this is from the Post Millennial. Once Vance resigns his Senate seat, DeWine is required to appoint Vance's successor without delay, in quotes. The successor will go on to run in a special election in 2026. Ohio Republican Party Chair and Harvard graduate attorney Timken is seen as a slight favorite by Ohio Governor Mike DeWine. Sources familiar with this decision told the New York Post. Sources told the outlet, however, that the deciding factor in the case would be President-elect Donald Trump and whether he decides to pressure DeWine into appointing a candidate that aligns with Make America Great Again, or MAGA. If this happens, the candidate to win the seat would likely be entrepreneur and former GOP primary candidate Ramaswamy. Incorrect. I actually don't think he's going to be that, because I think that Ramaswamy is going to run for governor in that state.
I didn't even realize he's from Ohio.
I didn't either.
It
took me like a year to figure that.
He actually is from Ohio. Like, he's a resident of Ohio.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he is. And I think he would be better suited for the governorship of Ohio, because that state is a massive swing state and it needs to be in that type of control. Ohio supremacy, says Brian.
Do you think? Yes.
Yeah, Dave
Yes.
Chappelle.
Dave Chappelle lives there.
lives there too.
Yes, he does. Yep.
Of all people, right?
Yep. Ohio supremacy. That's interesting. I don't know. My take. I feel like since he ran for president, I'm not.
Stop breaking me, Brian.
I don't know. I just feel like maybe he might feel the governor isn't as high of enough of a position. Not saying that he's like snooty or anything, but maybe I don't know. I could see him seeking something in the cabinet that's actually in the White House. That's just. But yeah, I mean, he would definitely be a great governor of Ohio. Yeah.
Maybe he'll fix Cleveland.
Ah, you think so? He'll be able to fix it all. Fix all.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if anybody can fix Cleveland. Sorry, Cleveland. Sorry, Browns fans. No.
Oh,
But it's definitely too. Yeah, it's definitely too early to tell. He hasn't called his name yet, and I don't think he is going to call him in his cabinet because he's got a lot of other things that he has to do. And not only that, he's just getting into politics, and he went straight from running a multi-million-dollar company to running for president. That usually doesn't bode well for anyone, except for the fact that Trump was running. If Trump was not running this year, he would have had a really big chance. He would have had a really big chance. So would DeSantis. It would have been him and DeSantis fighting it out, which I would have loved to see. That would be pay-per-view caliber, like.
yeah. I there's something about is it Vivek? Is that how it said? Vivek?
Vivek, like
Vivek.
cake.
Sorry. Vivek like cake. Vivek.
Like cake.
Like cake. Cake by the ocean. Vivek. Something about him. He's charming. He's charismatic. He's well spoken. He obviously is knowledgeable, intellectual, all of that. But I also know that he enjoys debating, and he said it out loud. Like he was on debate team and did all that stuff. And I don't know. I just feel like he needs a little bit more, not grooming, because that sounds like such an old word, but a little more.
Bad word right now.
Yeah, right. And not grooming, but a little more just like you said. If he's coming from running, businesses and then moving straight to the presidency, especially at his age. I think he's my age, or he's maybe younger than me. How old is he? 30.
He just turned
Okay,
30.
I'm 37, and I feel like I should have a lot more life. But it doesn't mean that he's not qualified. It's just going in straight from that private sector right into the White House would be quite the jump. But it's possible.
I mean, it is. I mean, Ronald Reagan did it. I mean, he was an actor. I mean,
Yeah, that's right.
Technically, is an actor.
He's made for this. Elizabeth says, "Yep, totally."
So, but I think the point of this is to finally get people that are working Americans and people that actually live in America and do the things in America to make it grow and to be this great nation that we are. That's who they're looking for to be filled into all these positions, to be able to understand the American people.
Yeah.
Because if there's one thing, well, there are multiple things that Kamala failed at, is she was not able to resonate with the regular person, and she thought,
She came from a middle class family.
She came from a middle class family, and you know what all these middle class families need? Beyonce. No.
Right? Oh my god. Yeah. No, she never held a position in the private sector ever. Not once. The McDonald's thing, was that proven? Was that debunked?
Right. I don't think so. Who is this? This is Toby Woby. He says, "Are we starting a GoFundMe to buy MSNBC?"
I think
Dude, I'm down.
Shut it down.
I'm down. I'll start it right now. I'll start as soon as we get done with the stream. I will start that up, and I will buy that up with the $30 I've got in my bank account. But anyway,
yeah, I can relate to that. Ew. $30. You're doing well.
So to close this one out, if he does take a cabinet position, what cabinet position do you think Vivek Ramaswamy should take?
I think the chat should answer this one. What do you think, chat?
Everybody in the chat, come on. Come on,
Chat,
let's hear your
chat,
answer.
Chat, who do you think?
Yes, I want engagement. I want engagement from everybody.
Vivek like cake. What
Vivek
cabinet
like
position would he fit perfectly within? I don't know. I don't know enough about the
So we've got so we got
CIA.
one for the CIA. I mean,
Is the CIA and all that stuff, is that going to be dismantled? Do you think? All of those CIA, FBI, blah, 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 blah.
I don't think you can really dismantle the CIA. I think the CIA is its own entity.
It is. It's not related to the government. The Central Intelligence Agency. I mean, they work together. I was always under the impression that they were under the government, though. Like they are a part of the government. They're not. They're separate.
Do you think you can get rid of MI6 in England?
I don't know enough about their politics there.
They're very eerily similar, but like I don't.
MI6 like their CIA.
That's like their secret. They're the secret agents. Basically.
Well, I mean, the FBI and the CIA. What's the difference?
Mm-hmm. Oh, we've got Brian says Director of Office of Building and Management of Office
Budget and Management. Secretary of State, Department of Education.
How many Brians are you, Brian?
Coming in fiery, Defense of State. What is in that? Yeah, what's the difference between the CIA and the FBI? They all have secret agents.
Well, the difference is that the FBI is facing inward and the CIA is facing outward.
Meaning
that the FBI deals with internal affairs and the CIA
investigates their own citizens and
foreign affairs. That's how it's supposed to be.
Right.
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, anybody that's in the chat, but
right,
that's how it's supposed
allegedly.
to be.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Right.
But then, of course, after 9/11, because we had that huge division or that gap between the FBI and CIA, now they created what's called the NSA, which is National Security Administration, which kind of fits in the middle and ties them together. I'm sorry, that's the way I see it.
No, I'm just shaking my head at how many. There's like what 400 3-letter agencies in the government. I'm not shaking my head at what you said. Sorry, my brain was just going off in a la land about all these acronyms that the government loves to make.
Since the beginning of two-letter agencies, it's been 2 per year. On average, 2 3-letter agencies created per year.
And there's no sunset clause on those. They just continue. And then they build up. And then people get hired because they're, in a relationship with somebody who's already working there or what. I'm like, it's just
somebody in the chat, give me the most awkward 3-letter agency that we have here. Or the most obscure, the one that nobody is going to know. And I'm going to put it up here in about 5 minutes. My producer says the SEX.
That took me a second.
Oh man, this is why he's not on screen. So let's move on to. This is the Vigilant Fox on X. It says report: fired FEMA manager claims discrimination against Trump supporters was isolated. Says agency. Quote, made her a pasty. I don't know what that means.
Patsy,
or
like a fall guy, fall gal.
I fudged that word up. The news comes after internal message reveals FEMA employees were told to avoid helping homes advertising Trump. Surprise there. Now, FEMA has been hit with more bad news. It is revealed that FEMA didn't answer half the calls it received for disaster aid. Let's not forget that the media said that anyone claiming FEMA was incompetent or had an anti-Trump agenda was conspiracy theorists. Another remarkable example, it turns out to be the conspiracy theories were actually true. If you can kill the music, Treebeard, we're going to go ahead and go with this video.
Real quick before you play that,
go ahead.
I just wanted to just quickly bring up how the word or the phrase conspiracy theorist was created by the Central Intelligence Agency. Isn't that interesting? Bam. Yeah. To ostracize people who thought anything against what the narrative was that the mainstream media was telling us. And they're still
Please
using it
walk
to this
this
day.
line here and touch your nose.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, you're a conspiracy theorist. So that's why there were tinfoil hats the other night, breaking out against those
That was
owning.
the best part of that show. That was the best part, hands down. Everybody had a tinfoil hat on. It was awesome. All right, there we go.
The liberal media lied to your face to prop up Kamala, and now the left's been exposed again. Last month, after FEMA botched its Hurricane Helene response, Democrats got on their soapbox and blasted everybody who criticized the agency. Remember? Turns out the only ones politicizing the hurricane was FEMA. And that misinformation the left warned you about.
Anybody caught
true.
that was awesome.
According to a bombshell report by the Daily Wire, a FEMA manager told relief workers in Florida to not help homes with Trump signs. Internal messages obtained by the Daily Wire shows the list of rules for FEMA canvassers. Rule number 2, avoid homes advertising Trump.
Boom. Really? Is this how we treat Americans? I'm sorry. I'm going to go on a little bit of a rant here.
Go for it.
Because I've been in a bunch of natural disasters, okay? Coming from Hurricane Andrew in 92. I had a bunch of hurricanes in 2004 where I lived in Florida for a majority of my life. And never not one time did they come out and say, oh, you know what? If you have this candidate or that candidate, or if you like, I don't know, pea pie, whatever it is, that we're just not going to help you. Never have I ever thought that our government would actually do this, because we know that this isn't just the government coming in and saying, oh, well, it's just one person. No, this got past everyone. You know how many people are CC'd in emails from the government? Text messages?
Way too many. Way too many.
Everyone. You want to know why? Because it has to be recorded. No, even in my job, it has to be recorded. And we aren't the government. So there is no way that you're going to sit here and tell me that one person and one person alone pulled this off. I refuse. Let's move on.
After FEMA confirmed that the messages were real, Director Deanne Criswell fired the employee and called her messages reprehensible. In response, the fired FEMA manager told Primetime that this wasn't an isolated incident and, quote, FEMA has made me a patsy. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis is demanding a full investigation and wants every partisan bureaucrat fired. But it looks like the agency's problems go deeper than just one employee. We also found out that FEMA didn't answer half the calls it received for disaster aid. Half the calls to FEMA after the hurricane went to voicemail. No response. And here's what rescue workers are saying on the ground. Listen.
You know, I had an interaction with local FEMA officials as well, and they wanted to help people. And what was the interesting thing is it was stated that, hey, we can't have our fingerprints on this, which I think it leads back to the actual question, which is what sort of culture and what sort of fear is there in place at some of the lower levels of FEMA personnel where they're afraid they're going to lose their job if they don't speak up against actions that are blatantly not aligned with what the organization is supposed to be doing.
The biggest losers in this scandal, aside from FEMA and the people FEMA hasn't helped, the media, who told their viewers that any kind of criticism was disinformation. Now they've been exposed again.
That's interesting because it's the media saying that about the media.
No, literally.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah.
And go ahead.
I have a lot to say, and I'll keep it brief, but they literally were blocking aid because FEMA was not responding to what was going on in North Carolina. They were blocking aircraft from landing on the runway and helicopters from delivering supplies, humanitarian aid. SpaceX flew in a helicopter with Starlinks, and they were saying that it was it was illegal for them to be dropping Starlinks to people who needed them unless they had the names of the people that they were going to. I'm sorry, they're gonna have the names of the people that are survived a flood and that are like barely hanging on in a treehouse, you know? Like what?
Not only that,
craziness.
but expected to have all their information here. It's like, oh yeah, well, it's in a box down by the river. Like,
seriously, in a box down by the river, right? It's just like that's
their
craziness.
house was just was spent away. But imagine if that happened in the military. Imagine if that happened. That would never happen in the military.
What do you mean? How do you mean?
Where they would just leave someone behind, because you got to remember. There are allegedly stories of bodies being picked out of trees.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and have to carry them for 30, 40 minutes, right? They don't do that in the military. No man left behind. Where is this mentality? I mean, what is the what is FEMA a part of? Which government agency is FEMA a part of?
Department of Homeland Security, I believe.
Homeland Security?
It's
Okay.
Mayorkas?
Dorcas?
Yeah. He is the worst. Just the worst. He literally, yeah, I think it's Department of Homeland Security. Because they're the same as the Border Patrol, correct?
Right. But now, who is Deanne Criswell is the head of FEMA. All right.
I don't even know who that is, but I believe you.
$20 is a DEI hire.
I would like to bet yes.
Let's find out.
Oh, women of DHS.
Boom! Look at that. Didn't even make it a second. Didn't even make it a second.
It's like Kimberly Cheadle.
Kimberly Cheeto. Cheater.
Oh,
Cheadle.
Cheater. Yeah.
Oh man, we could butcher that name all night. Oh my goodness. But look at that. I pressed play for like 0.93 seconds.
It's like Planned Parenthood right across the screen.
This is so hilarious. This stuff, I guarantee you in 2 months, this video will not be here.
Hopefully it'll be archived somewhere so that we can.
Yeah, it'll be archived in a satellite that Elon Musk shot to the moon. All right, let's move on to Zero Hedge. This is Zero Hedge. I love Zero Hedge. Zero Hedge has a lot of good stories, but this one is not so good. All right. Woman kills own father with axe after being overwhelmed on election night. Make asylums great again.
Oh God.
Oh man.
And what was in her system? Do we know?
Well, I guess we're about to find out. A woman in Seattle. Boom. There it is. Already. That's 2 for 2. A woman in Seattle has been arrested on first-degree murder charges, allegedly killing her own father with an ice axe after becoming overwhelmed on the night of the U.S. election. Allegedly. The New York Post reports that 33-year-old Corey Burke, who appeared to have had mental health crisis. Look at that. A mental health. Is accused of murdering Timothy Burke, 67, last Tuesday after the pair got into an argument over turning off the lights.
I have a feeling there's a lot more to the story that we haven't heard.
I'm totally reading this entire article. All right, so let's see. While there's no mention of arresting documentation and election results being triggered for the brutal killing, some had speculated that it could have contributed to the woman's mental unraveling. Oh, geez. King County prosecutors' documents obtained by Post State and the police found by the father's body with wounds to his head and torso, including 2-inch lacerations to his ribcage and a punctured wound near the base of his skull. Burke was witnessed covered in blood by police and allegedly broke windows in the house. Police found a silver and blue ice climbing pickaxe covered in blood according to documents. Ouch.
I feel like there's something missing here. I really do. Like that, the roles are reversed or something. I don't know. Who knows? I
don't know.
I wasn't there.
Well, this is allegedly, because this is at the bottom of the page. Mentally unstable women start poisoning your husband if he voted for Trump.
What? What the?
Oh, I've seen way worse on Twitter /X, Twix. I've seen way worse today. But some of the things that I've seen, we're talking about unhinged. I mean, they are straight like Teen Wolf, like out in the open, hairy back, everything.
What? Moving on.
Moving on. Well, I mean, we do have a white pill article if you would like to have one after this episode.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
This is a palate cleanser. All right. That is still the zero hedge. Let me change that.
Especially in Georgia, said, how did they know he voted for Trump? I thought votes are secret and safe. That's a good point.
Elon Musk, Starlink. That's how.
But yeah. I don't think that's correct.
I don't think that's correct, but
all right. So this is from Dominion News, formerly known as Fox News. Catholic woman fired for refusing COVID vaccine wins over $12 million in Michigan court. In Michigan. Let's find out. A Catholic woman who was fired for refusing the COVID-19 vaccine was awarded close to $13 million in damages after suing her former employer, Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan. Lisa Domsky, who worked at the insurance company for 38 years as an IT specialist, was awarded the massive payout after a federal jury in Detroit ruled in favor of a religious discrimination case. She argued that the company denied her request for an exemption from its 2021 COVID vaccine policy, despite her insistence that it conflicted with her Catholic faith. Was this the same judge that was in the E. Jean Carroll case? Do you even know who I'm talking about?
I don't.
You're like, nah. No, this is the one that was like, Trump 30 years ago touched me in a
oh gosh.
room in the,
don't even get me started with those people. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
There should be a law against that kind of stuff.
But I will tell you this though. That case is definitely a win for the Constitution, and it's a win for common sense, because it's going to be a win now for a lot of people in Michigan that ever lost their job because of this.
Yeah,
it made this go up to the Supreme Court. Go ahead. I dare this.
Especially now that the actual truth about the vaccines, aka the bioweapon, is coming out. It's and what it's done and doing to people and killing. Like people are just dropping dead. Like it's crazy. And so good for her for standing up. She probably, since she works for Blue Cross Blue Shield, they're an insurance provider, healthcare insurance. I've been insured by them before, and then I couldn't afford it anymore.
Yeah, I'm currently insured by them.
She probably read what was in the vaccines or had some sort of documentation and was smart enough to know not to take it. Good on her.
No, definitely. I wish I would have not.
Me too.
I literally was under all kinds of different ways. Didn't know my up from down, my ass from my head. Like
I understand.
It was bad. It was really, really bad. But that will not happen again. Cynical Latina says they allowed a 1-year window so they could charge Trump. Thanks to that, we got Diddy.
Oh, I didn't know there was a 1-year window. Okay.
Nice. Huh. I like it. I like it a lot. All right, I have to get back into character because we have to get into our final thoughts So, Jessica, what kind of final thoughts you got?
Finally, we're at final thought. No, I don't know. Is it final thought? Final thoughts?
Final thoughts.
Finale final?
Like
Okay.
like Armageddon. Like the asteroid just entered the Earth's atmosphere.
I think everybody don't look up.
Don't look up.
You know, that's...
They
anyway.
like us!
Yeah.
No.
Final thoughts. Can you go first, and then I can... I
can't go first because I have a whole list of things that you're going to love.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to rant.
Okay. So this is just based on what we've discussed.
Based on what we've discussed tonight. I mean, even if it's just one thing that you want to go off on, have at it.
Oh, gosh. I wasn't prepared for this.
Oh, no.
I'm just really... all I can say is that I can't wait for... I don't have anything good yet. Let's get a brew for a little bit. Go ahead, please.
Get a brew? Are you sure?
Yeah,
all
please.
Right. All right, here we go. Final thoughts, ladies and gentlemen. We start with the mainstream media has transformed into salt factories, all right? They're going to build the Great Wall of China across the southern border. Ohio seems to be the base of operations of the Trump cabinet. FEMA is about to get a $750 severance check. There needs to be a clinical study on the cure for TDS. And refusing the vaccine can get you $12 billion. Thanks, Mega Shake.
That was a rant? That was the end?
That was my rant. That was my final thoughts.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Okay. Yeah.
All right. So what do you got before I shut this shindig down?
Well, mine's a little bit more serious, but I just keep going back to the FEMA stuff just as a person who's very interested in weather since birth, basically. I've been fascinated by weather. And the $750 severance check, I think, is very interesting because if you don't pay it back within a year, then they can take your property. What? That's if you get any insurance money from your...
Hence the joke I said.
Oh, I okay. See, I didn't know it was a sarcastic. I'm learning.
No,
My thoughts are I'm learning, and please be patient. Thank you so much.
No, she's good. She's good. No, I said that FEMA is about to get a $750 severance check.
Oh, gotcha.
It was. I thought it was funny. It was funny in my head, but no, it's all good. But anyways, thank you guys for joining us tonight on this wacky episode. We had no idea we were going to have an episode tonight, but we decided to do it anyway because we like you guys that much. So, but also remember to check out my website. That's right. Sunset Rants, part of Rise Middle America Network. Please join us. We got to feed these pretty faces here. And a couple other things in the background as well. And then, of course,
beautiful
Jessica.
Minds. The beautiful minds.
Yes.
It's not all about those pretty faces, you know?
Mm-hmm. And then join our Discord, because then I can meet wonderful people like Jessica. And you can be on screen with me. Or for the crazy people talking in my headset right now, they're bickering back and forth.
I'm hearing it. That's just, I was laughing at some parts and things that were going on behind the scenes.
No, it's hilarious. But you can learn how to do things like that on the Discord. All you have to do is join. I heard that my link was expired. I really need to find a static link because I don't know why
it's an unlimited link.
It changes like every week, and I have to go in and I have to update it every single time.
7 days, and then you can set it to like something days, and then unlimited. And you can always just pull it down if you don't want it to be unlimited.
I'm being schooled on my own show right now.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm messing with you.
I'm sorry.
I had no idea that you could do that, but now I do. So I'm going to make sure I do that.
Thanks for letting me join. I'll never see you again. Okay, bye.
No, she's lying. She'll be back next week. But but yeah. So Mighty Moose Nutrition, please give her a look, because I really want to start promoting people. I really want to make sure that people on the Discord are appreciated. Even if you're not going to be a part of the productions, I am more than willing to promote you out to the public. So, MightyMooseNutrition.com. I've been taking this stuff for the last couple of days, and my joints have been feeling fantastic. So, again, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, join the Discord. Jessica, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for coming back, and hopefully we can get you on next week.
That sounds great. Thanks for letting me hang, and it's been great. Thanks, chat, for all your participation as well. This has been great.
Yes. Well, that is Jessica_Kirsch on X. I am TheRealRoma_AKA signing out. Peace.